Well, little changed on the share market today, but plenty going on. Earlier I spoke to Marcus Padley at Patersons Securities. Marcus Padley, the first Reserve Bank statement of the year. What did investors make of it?
Well, not a lot really. It didn't surprise anybody. Left interest rates unchanged as expected and went into a long burble about floods in Queensland and what impact that will have. But basically monetary policy doesn't produce lettuces or bananas, and even if prices do pop up short term, they're going to look through that and leave monetary policy where it is. There are brokers now expecting them to leave it on hold, possibly until second half of next year. I saw one expecting a rate rise in May, but it looks like steady as we go and keeping watch for all those factors that could push them around, but no need to move now.
Now, what about Cyclone Yasi? Because the market must have been focusing on the possible impact of it.
Yeah, certainly. If you look at the aftermath in the stock market of the Queensland floods, there were a whole bunch of profit warnings from related companies. This is going to be far more focused, I think, on the agricultural sort of sector, particularly mangoes, avocados, sugarcane. I think 95% a third of Australia's sugarcane's in the region that's going to be affected, and 95% of the bananas in the country are affected as well. That will hit those sectors. There aren't too many specific stocks except the usual ones which got hit in the floods, which is the insurance companies with falls in IAG and QBE today, and also Suncorp Group and Bank of Queensland also affected today.
Well, the energy sector did have a good day today. Now, how much was that to do with the unrest in Egypt?
You've got to see a sustained oil price rise for this really to be an issue for the stock market. And at the moment it looks a bit premature to be expecting that. You'd have to see a sort of Arabian contagion happen and Saudi Arabia to be affected and the oil price to be permanently affected. That doesn't look like it's happening. And as far as buying stocks, oil stocks, because the oil price rises, if Egypt blew up, you've got to watch out for the whole stock market, and you really want to be buying oil stocks in a falling market. I wouldn't be buying anything in a falling market.
All right, a couple of stocks. No sympathy for Brockman Resources from the Takeovers panel as it battles a hostile bid out of Hong Kong.
There is. They've got a Chinese bidder. They were trying to tell the Takeovers panel that they held, related parties held more than 20%. The Takeovers panel have decided not to make a declaration of unacceptable circumstances, which means Brockman's left to defend itself. It's going to be tough for this bid to get up because you're getting offered shares in Hong Kong at the moment, quite a liquid shares. So, Brockman's just trying to stay independent and telling everybody not to accept and watch this space. I'd continue to do that.
And Cougar Energy fell out of bed today.
Cougar Energy fell 53%. They've got the Queensland government telling them that their underground coal gasification process, which has contaminated groundwater, has to be shut down, which is really their main project. We had heard this before. This was a sort of a second decision. Share price smashed. Doesn't look like that technology is moving forward in Queensland anyway.
Well, Marcus Padley, it's always very good to talk to you and happy to be back for the new year.
Yes, Happy New Year, Tikki.